Did you see that fucking cop in Utah? That fucking asshole who put his hands on that nurse? You know the story I'm talking about?
No, I missed this.
Oh my God, it was all over the internet. It was probably about a month ago. I think it happened in July and then it hit about a month ago. This fucking cop, Jeff Payne, well, he didn't just arrest this fucking nurse in the hospital. He wanted to draw blood from a guy who was involved in a fucking accident. And the law in Nevada, or wherever the fuck, Utah, so she's Salt Lake City. The law said you cannot draw blood without consent or a warrant. So, yeah, if the guy doesn't give you consent, if you got a warrant, you can draw the blood. Now, this guy also happened to be, the cop happened to be an EMT, and he draws blood when blood needs to be drawn by the police force. He's insisting that he has to get blood from this guy. In the meantime, this guy was not...
I thought you said it was a nurse.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Wait a minute. So the person... I'm sorry.
I can't believe you missed this story, by the way.
I wasn't paying it. A nurse got pulled over and the cop made...
No. Listen, pay attention.
All right.
It's very simple. You
I'm
ready?
going to listen to you this time.
I'm going to give you the brief fucking... Pay attention.
All right.
The nurse told the cop, you cannot draw blood, or you cannot make me draw blood, and you cannot draw blood from this guy because he's unconscious. He cannot give you consent, and you don't have a warrant. If the cop had a warrant, all right, go ahead and draw the blood. She told him you can't draw the blood.
Understood.
The guy insisted he could draw the blood. Now, in the meantime, there's other factors, such as this person who was getting blood drawn from him, the cop is saying, well, I'm doing it for his protection because he wasn't in fault and we're trying to prove that he's not drunk. And she goes, I don't give a fuck. You can't draw blood from him. He insisted he was able to draw blood. He called his supervisor, who told the nurse, let him draw the blood. She said, no, it's against the law. Then the supervisor, the lieutenant, tells the officer, arrest her and draw the blood. In the meantime, somebody's got a fucking body cam on. I don't know if she was taking the video or he was taking the video. He roughs her up. Physically, you should look for the fucking video while we're sitting here talking about it.
This is the nurse in the emergency room.
Yeah. So in the meantime, it blows up on the internet. He's fucking obviously an asshole.
Well, and stupid. Because,
yeah.
You just have to assume you're on camera.
Will you find the video? Fucking look up.
Why? I believe you.
Okay, well, I just want you to see how bad he roughed her up. That's all.
Well, did she have a broken nose or anything?
No, but he fucking manhandled her. Like, if somebody manhandled your daughter like that,
right,
you're going to fucking put him in the hospital. You know what I mean?
Obviously, just an asshole.
So anyway, it's taken a couple months to fucking sort its way out. And, of course, he was suspended with pay and all that shit. Well, he got fired the other day. Jeff Payne, you're a fucking asshole, and I hope that they prosecute you for assault also. I'm glad you lost your job because you're a cunt. Nurse Alex Wubbles is a fucking heroic individual.
Thank you, nurse.
And you fucking suck, Jeff Payne, and your supervisor, James Tracy. He was demoted. Now he's just like a regular beat officer.
Now, what's his name?
The cunt?
The cop, yeah.
Jeff Payne.
Okay, Jeff Payne, because Al and I are thinking about doing a couple new segments here. On Thursdays, we're going to do the fucking cunt of the week. And actually, this is Al's idea. I'm not going to pin this shit on him.
Hey, but I'll play along.
And on Tuesdays, I'm going to do who Joe wants to fucking die, along with having their children get leukemia along the way. So today, without even seeing the video, I'm going to name, what's his name?
Jeff Payne.
Jeff Payne, you're the fucking cunt of the week on Kinda Right.
Funny how that all worked out, huh?
And on Tuesday, you may be eligible, unless nobody surpasses you, to be the person I hope that fucking dies. Except you have to watch your kids die from leukemia first.
Right.
What do you think of that idea? He's getting the double whammy.
Great.
I don't understand this stuff. I'm not a cop, and I try to put it I try to say, well, it's a tough job, but you know something? The first thing about being a cop is no one drafted you. So you can't bitch about your job. Now, if you were drafted and you go to Vietnam, you have every right to fucking bitch. And if you are a police officer and someone drafted you and made you become a police officer, then you have a right to bitch. And you have a right to tell everyone how tough your job is. And I'm no anarchist. We need police. And I think there's a lot of good ones. I think there's enough bad ones to make it seem like all police officers are assholes. There's enough bad ones. But you all cover up for each other. And if you do that, you're just going to have assholes.
What do they call that? The blue something?
Yeah, and it's got to be like this. If you got half a brain, you just have to go out every single day and just, I don't care where you are. You can be in the middle of Utah, in the fucking desert. Just assume there's someone, you're on camera. And if you behave like you're on camera, you don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to do anything to, put yourself in danger. You just have to act like a responsible person. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would be nice.
You just behave like a regular, do your job, but you don't have to rough the person up because you don't like what they're saying.
Well,
if the nurse is telling you can't draw blood without a warrant, and of course you know that, and this guy's, he's in an emergency room, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
You got to assume you're on camera.
Yeah, I can't remember for whatever reason he had the camera. She was taking it with her phone. I don't remember who was on. Someone took a fucking video of it, and it was.
Well, now what? And maybe you said this, and forgive me, but
yeah.
What is it that the guy, the person that they were trying to get the blood from? What do they do?
That's the rub. He was in a motor vehicle accident, but he wasn't at fault at all.
So why did they need the blood so bad?
The cop claimed, Jeff Payne, cunt of the week, claimed that he was doing it to protect the individual, not to try to prove that he was drunk or whatever. But his logic was fucked on that. Maybe there had to be some other ulterior motive, but that was the motive.
It his brother-in-law or something?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he knew the guy, or maybe it was someone he didn't like, and he was going to fucking taint his blood or something. I don't know. Who knows? Right. Clearly, the guy was just out of line. Do you think that? Obviously, news happens at the snap of a finger these days, and we hear about everything and really quickly, or we hear about, we talk about shit that's local issues and national issues and international issues, but shit that's local becomes national or international really quickly. You know what I mean? So, do you think that cops have always been assholes, or is it just because? Is it because there's a camera everywhere, or maybe cops are bigger dickheads now because it's like a snowball, because it seems to me that 50% of them are there because of nepotism, not because they deserve to fucking have that job, which, I'm sorry, if you're a fucking cop, I'm holding you to a higher fucking moral standard and ideal than me.
Yeah, you
sorry.
Can't be a drunk like me every day.
Plus, you're working for me, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
And let me explain something. And everybody out there listening, all three of you, when you're in the public sector, you don't pay any taxes. Now, you're going to jump up and down and say,
oh, you mean if your job is in the public sector?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a cop or a fucking...
you are not...
a fucking state university professor?
You are not a taxpayer. And you're going to say, well, of course, it says on my check I have taxes going out. You have to understand, your check comes out of a treasury, and if you take $100 out and you put $40 back, it's still $60 light. Somebody has to put that $60 in. So the idea that you're paying any kind of taxes, income taxes, it's bullshit. You're not. That's why you're a public servant. Public servant. But I don't want to really beat up on the cops. I mean,
I'm not looking to beat up on the cops.
I've never
I'm
really
looking to figure out why there's so many videos of them fucking behaving badly. Is it just because there's more cameras? Or is it because more idiots are now cops percentage-wise than it used to be? Which I'm going with fucking B.
I think that we have local news stories that become national news stories. And we've had it as long as there's been, I mean, even before cable television. You know, you have these stories that it's a local story. It's 2,000 miles away, and it's something like this. And it's not, I don't give a fuck. You know, beyond, I don't care. It's not a story that I'm in. It doesn't affect me. It's not in my home. It's not even in my state. You know, there's no chance, unless I go to Utah and this guy gets reinstated, that I'm going to be pulled over by this guy. So I don't know. So maybe it's the fact that we put all this shit on the news, you know, and it seems to be in vogue now. No, that doesn't. You know, I watched that video where you got the black guy running away and the guy shooting him in the back. Yeah, that's pretty horrifying. Did he go to jail, by the way?
That's one I missed, Joe. Sorry, bud.
Well, at any rate, I don't know. You need the police, and I don't know whether I hate to say that it's a necessary evil, because I don't want to believe that everyone's evil. I think I gotta believe that most of these guys are okay. And there's enough to taint all of them. And I don't know. And I mean that. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is anecdotal shit, which is this kind of stuff that you see on television, and my own experience, which, having been pulled over not many times in the last 15 years, but when I was younger, I got pulled over a lot, and I took a lot of shit for no reason, because I was a yes sir, no sir person.